Thank you guys. My time. Time. Thank you guys. My time. Time.
What's going on, guys? How we doing? We are back here at Formula 7. I'm just going to do a quick sound check, make sure that it sounds okay. It's a little bit echoey, but I'm hoping that's nothing to do with us. 1 second.
Thank you, guys. My time. Time.
I'm just making sure that the sound sounds okay in terms of where the noise of the cars are, guys. I just want to say as well, F7R Fear Jack, F7R Jack and F7R J, thank you so much for the subs. We are back for Season 9. We are here in Spain and we kick off with the Bronze Division. And thank you so much for the support there. Banana Formation lap is broke. Hopefully not, because it is on. Turbo Snail says the same thing. We'll just see how it goes. Listen, it's the first race of the season. It is what it is. So let's do a lap with English Dave here in the Williams for the Spanish Grand Prix. So down towards turn 1 as he hits that brake pedal, just slightly touches the curb to the right and the left, comes out of turn 2 and round the long right-hander that is turn 3. Let me just have a look. I'm just getting something up. Down towards turn 4 of the right-hander. I'm still trying to get everything up. 1 second. Oh, what is that? Sorry guys, 1 second. I will be with you and we'll kickstart it with a really good lap. But just bear with me. So that is a really quick lap from Cryptic Salt. UFR Merch retires. CRE Gory in the Scuderia goes P3. English Dave P4 at the moment. We've got F7R Jack in the Mercedes with a 1:12.5. Remember, guys, if you are watching, the drivers there, Jack will retire before the end of qualifying as he's just a reserve. Red Wildfire in the kicks. Alba comes through a 1:13.5. It looks super competitive. Nick Joe 1:12.8. Nimble Cat comes through in the Papaya, a 1:13.3 for the McLaren driver. And then we had Jay in the Alpine. He started last season with the 3 opening races. Sergio Silva back in bronze and back with a bang on his opening lap. A 1:12.9 for the Mercedes driver. They're all coming through. They look super quick. El Pato and English Dave, the 2 teammates in the Williams, have set their laps. Fair Jack in the Visa Cash App. Jack just retires himself. Thank you so much. He just wanted to get a lap in, get a little feel for the track as we go into the race. Fair Jack goes up to P2. He will also retire before the end of this qualifying as he is a reserve. We've got a few reserves this morning. With it being in the opening race of the season, I expected to see some drivers overslept, and that's what happened. So we've got Turbo Snail and Doug on outlaps. We've got Don Dedge, Oliver James and UFRL Viva. I think Doug is at the back. Turbo Snail. Oliver James has spun it. That's not like him. Viva. Udi's still yet to set a lap. Don Dedge in the pit lane. Turbo Snail is coming round. Let's go on board with El Pato as he goes for another lap. The Williams driver down towards turn 1. You see them green lights here on the qualifying session. Just locks up slightly. In towards turn 2 we go. And then round the right-hander that is turn 3. The Williams of El Pato putting it all on the line. Foot down, pedal to the metal as he comes round turn 4 and the end of sector 1. And then down the hill slightly towards the left-hander that is turn 5. The Williams driver slightly a little bit short on the entrance there through turn 6. And then the trickiest part of the circuit through turn 7 and 8 for the Williams driver. He makes a huge mistake and onto the gravel goes El Pato. Doug is going to be next. He's just coming through turn 1 and 2. What can Doug do? Turbo Snail also just going past the Williams, but he has invalidated it, so we will stay on board with the Haas driver that is Doug. To the end of sector 1, down towards turn 5. And what can he do? He will definitely be in contention for the championship this season. Patterson, it's El Pat. Oh, so it's El Pato. Right, Sam, no problem, mate. The Haas driver just getting a slipstream from the Williams there. That was El Pato that was in front of him that made a mistake. Did that hinder Doug's lap as he comes round turn 13, through turn 12 down towards turn 13. He needs to watch out for that little bump in the track that they are fixing tomorrow. Just typical that we have it on the calendar for the first race of the season for the first time ever. ERS enabled, DRS is on, goes to the line. Doug up to P6. Jay is also on another lap. UFRL Viva is going to be next in that kicked Sauber. Turbo Snail on the lap. Oliver James on the lap. Udi still not out of the pit lane. But 10 minutes of this qualifying session remain here in Spain. UFRL 1 Viva through turn 7-8. Just slips and slides. Gets his foot down. Incredible. So down towards turn 14 we go, and you can see him just holding on to that car as he does the right-hander, and again holding on. Here comes Viva to the line, P12 behind his teammate of Red Wildfire. She set a really good lap there for the banker. Don Dedge is going to be next, the Nigerian driver in the Haas. What can he do? There is still a couple of drivers on track just struggling to keep hold of the car. As we know, Spain is a difficult circuit, the tricky corners of Catalonia, but I expect to see an incredible race here today. Just need to turn the headset up because it's really low on my end. 2 seconds. That's better. So Don Dedge coming down the DRS straight out of turn 9 down towards turn 10 to the end of sector 2. And the Haas driver, he's currently P17. We need to see where the benchmark is. We need to see where his pace is. Remember, Fear Jack will retire before the end of this qualifying. Don Dedge coming round turn 13 now, hanging on to that Haas. And Don Dedge to the line he goes, P12 for Don Dedge. Udi is finally out on track. Oh, and he's cut the corner. How is that not invalidated? But that is going to have lost him so much pace, the Red Bull driver of Udi. The Portuguese driver struggling around Catalonia. And even still, he's not even using his battery at this point. So I don't know where this is going to put him. Maybe just backing off it a little bit to go for a second run. And here comes Udi to the line, and it is P17. It's a banker on the board. Here comes CRE Gori in the Scuderia, currently P14, down towards the line, battery burning, up to P8 for the Ferrari. Hodge, the man from Sweden, up to P7, and his teammate in P9. The McLarens look really good here. Udi just getting out of the way. Red Wildfire goes up to P6, a 1:12.9. And she does look extremely quick here. Nick Dew in P4, the Dutch driver. And then we have the Canadian in P3. Fair Jack currently in P2. He's invalidated, but he will retire before the end of this qualifying session. What about English Dave in the Williams? And I think he's just backing out. Mad G in the Ferrari. Coming out of turn 12, down towards turn 13 for the Scuderia. He's currently up on his lap time. Oh, he goes really early on the turn in there. He kept hold of it, and Mad G goes up to P9 just in front of his teammate by 1/100th of a second in front of CRE Gori. English Dave just moving out of the way there. Don Dedge also. Viva is improving through sector 1. El Pato in the Williams. Down towards turn 10 for the Kick Sauber UFRL F1 Viva. Into the pit lane it goes Viva. El Pato not able to set another lap time yet. Don Dedge, is he trying to improve? I think he's got his Haas teammate in front of him. 6 minutes to go here in qualifying. And into the pit lane goes Don Dedge. Oliver James going really slow, just trying to get some heat into them tyres. Nimble Cat in the McLaren. Jay, oh, he seems like he just slid out there. Jay, Nick Dew up to P3. He improves even more, and the two Aston Martins dominating the early stages of qualifying here in Catalonia. In fact, there'll be 1-2 as Fair Jack will have to retire. I think so will Cryptic Salt actually. Cryptic Salt is a silver driver, I think. Is he? Or is he not? If he isn't, he should be. And if he's not, he will be by next week. Audio is a bit delayed. Oh, no, not anymore. That's good. Nice one, mate. So, Nimble Cat in the McLaren. And he goes into the pit lane. What about Mad G in the Ferrari? I think he's just heading in as well. Oliver James in the Visa Cash App RB. And El Pato. He's currently 1/10 down. Is he trying to put in another lap as he comes out of turn 9? And down the DRS straight for El Pato in the Williams. That battery burning. In fact, he's not even using his battery at this point. And yeah, he's 6/10 down. So I think he's just waiting to go again. Turbo Snail is coming. And through the last chicane, really on the limit there. And Turbo Snail goes up to P2. So at the moment, it looks like it is Nick Dew that's on pole position. If Fair Jack, Turbo Snail and Cryptic Salt, I think they're all silver drivers. If they can all retire as early as possible so we can leave the bronze guys competing for the pole position, as it's extremely close without the 3 silver drivers there. Sergio Silva, Nick Dew, Jay, Sergio, Red, Maggi, Nimblecat is so close for pole position here. Thank you, Turbo Snail. Oliver James in the RB. The Ferrari of Guri is coming back out. And we'll stay on board with the Scuderia. Let's see what sort of lap he can put in. In towards turn 1 we go with the Ferrari through turn 2. Nice and tight to the chicane as we come through turn 3. The long right-hander. And the Scuderia needs to put in a good lap. I think Fairjack's just disqualifying himself. Thank you very much, mate. Mad G is retired. He's called it a day here in qualifying, so he can do no more. We are on board with his teammate. And it is Gory. There's a few changes at the front, and he's backed out. He has backed out with just under 3 minutes to go here. Sergio Silva is currently provisionally on the front row of this grid, the Mercedes driver. It's extremely close. So Gory is backed out. We've got a couple of drivers on outlaps. I think it's going to be Red Wildfire next. No, it's going to be Doug. Doug is in the lead, and then he's got Udi just behind him. So this is going to be the last runs for these bronze drivers here in Spain for the Catalonia Grand Prix. On board with Doug in the Haas. Here we go. The final runs for the drivers to see who will start on pole position for the opening race of the season. Down the hill we go towards turn 1 for the Haas. Doug on the ball, keeping hold of his car in towards turn 1. Over the curb at turn 2. Slightly too much he goes. Now he goes to the right-hander, keeping it nice and tight to the curb. He's used so much battery in the opening sector. Up towards turn 3 and 4 we go. And then he just goes slightly downhill towards turn 5 for the Haas. Here goes Doug. He's trying to put it all on the line. He's trying to get a good lap together, a clean lap. In towards turn 7 and 8. The trickiest part of the circuit. He spun into the wall. Goes Doug. And that is it for his qualifying. His best position will be P8. Unbelievable. What about Udi? He was right behind him in the Red Bull. He's just going down towards turn 10. The Red Bull driver currently in P15. He's 8 tenths up. It will put him around about El Peto's time. He needs one hell of a sector 3 here, the Red Bull driver. A minute to go. The Oracle Red Bull, the Portuguese driver of Udi. Can he do anything to save himself here in the opening race? Up to the line, P14 he goes, Red Wildfire. I think she's just messed up there. I don't know, I just missed it. Cryptic Soul, I just realised he is a bronze driver. He will not be a bronze driver from next week. I do apologise to all the bronze drivers, and he will not be in the standings for this race. He is way above bronze division. So I do apologise. Red Wildfire into the pit. She can do no more. That is it for Red. Nick Dew is on an outlap. Then we've got a couple of other drivers coming through. Is that Don Dej? It is Don Dej, the Nigerian driver. In towards turn 14 we go. And he's really up on his time. Don Dej to the line, P4. It's provisional second row of the grid. We've got Viva in the kick Sauber. He's improving. The checkered flag has waved here in Spain. Viva stays P13. What about the McLarens? Here comes Porsche, the man from Sweden, to the line. Stays P11. The Alpine of Jay, the Canadian. He won the opening 3 races of the season last season in season 8. Can he do the same here? Here in qualifying, he is up on his time. The man from Canada to the line, P2. There's nothing he could do about that time from that silver driver in front. Udi goes into the pit lane. We've got English Dave in the Williams also down on his lap time. He's not going to be able to improve here. El Peto in P12 also not improving. We've got CRE going into the pit lane. Don Dej can do no more. Nick Dew is slightly up. He's the only one that can take pole position. He should be taking pole position. This should be Jay's pole position. It will go down as Jay's pole position actually. Nick Dew in the Aston Martin comes out of turn 14 down to the line. P2 for Nick Dew. The man from the Netherlands takes the front row. Incredible qualifying. Incredible. Yeah, so opening race of the season, you're always going to see a little bit of changes in the pace of the drivers. Nick Dew is very quick. He's borderline silver, but I think he probably do well just staying in bronze and competing with these drivers. Jay, Sergio, Don Dej, Red, everyone down from that absolutely is in the right division. Cryptic Salt, on the other hand, is 100% the silver driver. That time from Cryptic Salt will be close to the pole position time in silver today. It will be top 10 anyway. So that's the only issue I've got. But we go, we didn't know, and that's it. So let's go through the standings. In qualifying, it is Cryptic Salt and the Aston Martin that takes pole position. Nick Dew, his teammate, on the front row. Jay in P3 and Sergio Silva in P4. Don Dej in the Haas in P5 and Red Wildfire in P6. CRE in the Ferrari and his teammate Maggi in P7 and P8. Nimble Cat in the McLaren in P9 and Doug in the Haas in P10. Then we've got Podge, El Pato, English Dave, UFR01 Viva, Udi, Merckx, Turbo Snail, Jack, Fear Jack and Oliver James. I want to try and put as much stats into the app this season so the drivers can look at everything. Patterson, how do I reserve for bronze? Just join the server, mate. Just vote on a Thursday morning when the reserve attendance comes out. You just vote, and if the driver is not going to race that week, the league director will just put you into one of the seats of the drivers that aren't racing that week. The attendance just comes out on a Thursday morning, and you just literally vote with the bronze medal emoji, and that's it. We've tried to make it as easy as possible, so a driver can just come in, press the bronze emoji, and that's it. You are there for the reserve. I'm guessing that's you, Cryptic Salt. You're absolutely right, Cryptic Salt. Your teammate was only 2 tenths off. It wasn't a stupid pace, but you are very quick, mate. You will definitely be competitive in the silver division, which is good for you. It means that you've massively improved, which is amazing. Remember, guys, you can follow all of our socials down below. You got Twitter, Instagram and TikTok, where you can see all the highlights to the races. So we do have the formation lap. I hope there is no problems with the formation lap. I've had to turn the music off, the music right down to the stream, to the game. So I turned off all the theme music, right? All the EA music or whatever. So I turned all of that off. And then when I did them 2 practice races, they copyrighted me. Some guy called Tyler Adams has copyrighted me for the theme music. So I was like, what? So I've had to turn the music to 0, so there's absolutely no sound on the game. Apart from when we're in the race, obviously. So that we don't get copyrighted, because F7 makes so much money. Well, I say so much money. We make most of our money through TikTok, through YouTube and through Twitch, because we have AdSense on YouTube, we have the creator program on TikTok, and we obviously have subscriptions on Twitch. And that all goes back into the league in terms of Streamlabs, in terms of Photoshop, in terms of trophies, in terms of shipping them abroad, everything. In terms of the meat for the year, the meat bot, like everything. It's probably like £50 a month, and then the trophies at the end of the season cost about 400. So we're incredibly fortunate that we're in a position now that we can post on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, and make revenue from it, which builds on the league, which is incredible for us. And I can't be thankful to the whole F7 team and the drivers and everybody that supports us, which is amazing. So the last thing we want to be doing is getting copyrighted when we're posting videos on YouTube. But this is going to be the opening race of the season. Here we go. We've got Oliver James just at the back there, taking his time, letting the drivers cool their tyres down a bit. Hopefully he's not going to break the lobby by doing that. Here we go. It doesn't look like he's going to park there. He does park. Here we go. This is it for the opening race of the season here in Formula 7. And it's lights out and away we go. Cryptic Salt and Nick Dew going down towards turn 1. Cryptic Salt got an amazing start as they all shoot down here in Catalonia. It is Cryptic Salt in towards turn 1, who is your race leader. The Haas of Don Deds tries to go down the inside of Sergio Silva. The 2 Ferraris are wheel to wheel. That's Mad G and CRE Gory. Nimble Cat and the McLaren is there. All the drivers, English Dave and the Williams round the outside of Viva. Gory is through on Mad G. There's a slight mistake from one of the Ferraris, which has got Nimble Cat and Doug all over the back of him. And it's CRE Gory that's round. There's a huge collision. A couple of the drivers have lost it. It's Viva in the Kick Sauber who's had a collision with the Williams. Both of the Williams that are around. It's English Dave and El Peito. CRE Gory at the back of this grid. Yellow flags are waving here in Barcelona, but it's Nick Dew and Cryptic Salt, the 2 Aston Martins, that are your race leaders. Sergio Silva in the Mercedes in P4, Don Dedge in P5, Red Wildfire in the Kick Sauber in P6, Doug is up 3 places in P7, Magi Nimblecat stay in position, Podge is up 1, Fear Jack is up 8, Merck's up 4, Jack up 5, Oliver James up 6, Udi staying in position in P15, Turbo Snail up 1, but it's English Dave down 4, here goes Fear Jack on Podge, and the Visa Cash Up Racing Bull goes through on the McLaren of the Papaya. So it's an okay start. UFRL Merckx is through on Podge. Podge will not worry about that. He will just try and stay with him, use that car, use his DRS, as he knows he will retire before the end of this race. And Doug goes through on Red Wildfire. What a move from the Haas. The DRS is so strong around here. Here comes Jack in the Mercedes all over the back of Podge. The Swedishman versus the Johnny. And it's Viva that is through on English Dave. CRE Gory there. El Peito has got a huge climb now. He's got a lot to do from this position. But it is Cryptic Salt that's your leader now by 1.8 seconds to Nick Dew. Even with DRS kicking in on lap 2, there's nothing they can do with that driver. Fear Jack will have that DRS on Nimblecat as they go down towards turn 10. Is he going to be able to make a move? Not this time. What about Jack on Podge? He just backs out. Good clean driving. No DNFs on the opening round of the season. A few issues, but nothing too hasty. And round the outside goes Fear Jack on Nimblecat. And Nimblecat just staying in position. Nicely done. Here comes Udi on Oliver James. Udi and Oliver James round the outside, nearly loses it. Remember, watch out for that bump around turn 13. And here he goes again. They're going to go 3 wide as they come down the straight. The 2 Haas drivers have swapped places, but we're on board with this amazing battle as they come down towards turn 1. And it's Udi that's in front of Turbo Snail. What about Oliver James? Over the gravel goes Oliver James. He's really struggling. What about Fear Jack on Mad G? He looks like he might even try and move up the inside. There goes Jay on Nick Dew. And this is for P2. Can the Aston Martin respond to the Alpine? And in towards turn 7 and 8 we go. Fear Jack has made a move on Mad G. And through goes the RB. Up 11 places. Let's have a look at the tyres. So Cryptic Salt is flying. But remember, he is on the softs. What about Nick Dew? The Dutchman on the Canadian. The Canadian did go wide there. He might have opened up the door. Oliver James gets a 3-second time penalty. He is really struggling. Also El Pato as well. Sorry, El Pato. I say El Pato because it's got 1 T. If I have 2 T's, I say El Pato. It's difficult. Merckx is going to make a move. Nick Dew on Jay. We should have stayed on board. Wheel to wheel in towards turn 1. And Nick is back into P2. Nimblecat on Merckx. The McLaren through on the Red Bull. That is a yellow flag that is waving. And I think that is El Pato at the back. The Williams driver still struggling. Sergio Silva and Jay. Side by side they go. The Portuguese driver with the Canadian. just clapping fists as he go down towards turn 5, but it is the Alpine of Jay that stays in front. Sergio Silva is there. He's got the 2 Haas drivers hunting him down. Taylor, is there an echo? Gone a bit echoey. Let me just do a quick sound check, guys. 1 second, and just make sure that it's sorted itself out. Yeah, it has gone a bit echoey. I don't know why that is. Let me try and sort it. Oh, because I'm in the arena. There you go. How would I sort that out? What is it that's wrong that's doing that? Let me just check that. Fear Jack and Red. Just making sure that there's nothing else on here that's causing that. Just bear with me, guys, as I try and sort that out. I don't want anybody, I want it to be an enjoyable stream to watch. Right, let me just see if that's okay. Seeing a little bit of lagging as well. There goes Nick Dew on Jay. Still a bit echoey. I'll try and sort it out, guys. Don't worry, it's the first race of the season. I do apologise. Right, let's go. So, Sergio Silva on Jay goes down the inside of the Mercedes driver. We are on lap 6 here. 3-second warning for Oliver James. Here comes Jay right back at him. Sergio Silva, you do not want to go side by side through turns 7 and 8. But they don't listen, and through they go. Incredible stuff. Still not a single DNF on lap 6. Remember, Viva, Dave, and El Pato plus Podge are all on the hard, so they're going for a real long stint here. Fairjack all over the rear diffuser of that Haas in front. This is going to be extremely close now. Camera angles are so much better on this game. And here comes Don Dedge. He's going to go for the move on Jay. Is he going to go up the inside? Don Dedge is going for it and Jay gives him the room. Beautiful racing from the pair of them. Very nicely done. Can Don Dedge have a second bite of the apple? Here comes Mad G as well on Merckx, who's up to P9. The drivers are so close. Like, the drivers from Nick Dew down are extremely close. There goes Viva on Oliver James, who's off the track again. Here comes English Dave for the move on Oliver James. Down the inside goes the Williams. Can he keep the move from Oliver James? They are side by side, nothing to separate them, but Oliver James is going to stay in front. Can English Dave do the old switcheroo? Back into the slipstream of the RB. Turbo Snail is through on Jack. Jack will go the long way round. The Alpine on the Mercedes. Round turn 13. They nearly touch, but it's the Mercedes that goes through. Yellow flags wave again. Udi has left the session. Hopefully he can get back in. He's not in a bad position. All you need is a little safety car and that's it. Everything changes. Here comes Jack on Nimblecat. And the Mercedes driver with that rear wing open is through. Goes a little bit deep. What about Nimblecat? Turbo Snail is there. Nick Dew has made a mistake. Nick Dew from P2 is into the wall. The Aston Martin driver is round. I think he's stuck on the curb. He needs to reset to track. Nimblecat and Jack still going at it. Reset to track, Nick. Reset to track. Yellow flag still waving. He's going to get disqualified. And English Dave is through on Nick as well. He's finally back in. Oh, that is so unfortunate for Nick. That is Sergio and Jay both into the podiums. A lot of the drivers on completely different strategies. Wow, what an incredible race we are watching. It's amazing to see these battles, and you just don't know what's going to happen next. I'm just going to do a quick checks on the sound. It's a little bit laggy on my stream as well. I'll try and sort that out for the next race. It's the first race of the season. There's going to be a few little teething issues. Hopefully everybody watching on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube and on Twitch are enjoying the first race of the season. The yellow flags are waving. Jack and Nimblecat are having an incredible battle. I tell you what, Nimblecat is really showing some exceptional pace here this morning. So 23 laps to go. Remember, the silver race is live at 12 PM, so we will not be doing any interviews after the race because the Formula 1 is on at 2, so we need to get the race done and dusted. As remember, none of our races will ever clash with the Formula 1. That is English Dave into the pit lane. Still not a single DNF on lap 11. Here comes Don Dedge on Sergio Silva. Down the outside goes Don Dedge. Sergio Silva fending him off again. It's the other Haas of Doug now that wants another go. The two Haas drivers are wheel to wheel. They're on for good points here. They do not want to get tussled up. But Doug is through. And Don Dedge says, you go for the attack now. Remember, Doug is on the soft, so completely different strategies for the two Haas drivers. Oh, a slight mistake there from Doug. Is he feeling the heat of them softs? And he's just pushing Don Dedge into the attack of Fair Jack behind. So they need to think about strategies now. Oh, Rudy says everybody retired on his screen. Oliver James on Nick. The two Williams drivers need a miracle at this point. English Dave's onto the mediums though. But first race of the season, the two Williams drivers know that anything can happen, and they will be looking at coming into this race. Consistent drivers, they're good, clean drivers. That's why they're here at Formula 7. So Jay is now your race leader as Cryptic Salt goes into the pit lane. English Dave with that 3-second time penalty. Fair Jack on at Merckx. Merckx was going for the move in the Red Bull, Mad G in the Scuderia right there as well, and Red Wildfire in the Kick Sauber in that lime green F1 car. Let's go Lemon, go Red in P8. Well, technically she's, with Cryptic Soul not being there, she's actually in provisional P6. Some good races. Look how close it is. DRS from P1 to P8. It's so good. It is so good seeing these guys race and girl. It's just amazing to see them so competitive, so clean, so respectful. It's amazing. This is what racing's all about. Who was that? That is El Pato into the wall. The Williams driver. It's just not been his day here in Spain. And it's gone from bad to worse in Catalonia. He has now been lapped and there's going to be no chance of him coming back into this race. Into the pit lane goes a couple of drivers. Don Dedge stays out, Merckx stays out, Red stays out, Turbo Snail stays out, but it's Doug and Fear Jack on the soft compounds that goes into the pit lane. You got to feel for El Pato. He's just not had the luck on his side in this race. Nimblecat and Jack have had an amazing battle here, which is great to see. There's a lot of crashes on stream, I think. I'm hoping not for you guys. Yeah. There's a few little lags. I will sort that out for the next Grand Prix, guys. Don't worry. So for the next races on next Sunday, I will make sure that there's none of that lagging. I've made a mistake today. I've put the PS5 on a Ethernet cable, but I've not put the computer on an Ethernet cable. So I'm guessing that's why it's got that little bit of lag. So I do apologise. Plus we're streaming to 5 different platforms at the same time. So yeah, I will definitely sort that out for next Sunday, guys. I will get another Ethernet cable and I will plug it into the computer. I thought Wi-Fi would have been enough just to use Streamlabs, but obviously not. But hey. So Don Dedge goes into the pit lane. And he's going early on their mediums. He's getting their mediums off. A new pair of shoes on the house. Sergio Silva still in that DRS of Jay in front. Red Wildfire on the back of Turbo Snail. Remember, he is a reserve, so he will be retiring. So Red is provisional P4 at the moment. Red, Nimblecat, the 2 McLarens. Look at these two, P7, P8. If Nimblecat stays behind El Pato here, he will get DRS down towards turn 9, which will bring him closer to the Mercedes in front. CRE. I will speak to CRE afterwards and see how he wants me to pronounce his name for future races, CRE or Corey. But he's going to be extremely close. But considering we thought there was going to be a lot of issues for this Grand Prix, there's actually not been too many, which is really good. So a couple more drivers pit. Jay is onto the hards. And what about Cryptic Soul? He's now coming through. He went early. Red Wildfire also on the hards. Wow. So mediums to hards. But the softs lasted so long. And here comes Viva. And he's going to come out right behind Jay. There's yellow flags waving as well. I don't know who that is for. And through they go on the Williams. Red Wildfire comes out just behind Mad G. But she will be on a rampage now on them fresh hards till the end of this Grand Prix. 18 laps to go and through past the Williams as he just kicks up some dust. Viva on the back of Jay. He's done 14 laps on the hards, Viva. That is a yellow flag and that is the Williams. El Pato is out. El Pato has crashed here in Catalonia. Oh, and English Dave goes. The 2 Williams have really struggled here. And he retires on track. That's a big no-no. Hopefully that doesn't impact any of the drivers. Oliver James with a 3-second. Really unfortunate for the two Williams drivers. It just wasn't their day, and I'm sure they will be back stronger than ever. So Nimble Cat into the pit lane goes the Papaya to get some fresh rubbers on. So Oliver James, CRE into the pit lane. We've got Doug and Don Dedge on completely different strategies again, but so close to each other on track. They've been inseparable for this whole Grand Prix. Fair Jack on Viva, round the outside goes the RB on the Sauber. And through goes Jack on Viva into turn 7 and 8. Viva on 15 lap old hards though. And he's on a different strategy to pretty much everybody here. I'm glad nobody's been kicked out of that turn 13 bump, you know. Turbo Snail now into the lead of this Grand Prix. Here comes Podge, who is going to get DRS from Udi here. Oh, look at that. Podge will love a bit of that. Here comes Merckx on Viva, the two UFRL drivers. And Merckx will try and make this look easy. He does make it look easy. What about Don Dedge as well? He's going to go through. What about Doug? Doug will have to slot in behind. Here comes Sergio Silva out of the pit lane and onto the back of the train. Maggi in the Ferrari. Vixen, yes, Turbo Snail has got to retire, yeah. Billy, no problem, mate. Yeah, the cameras and all that are so much better on this game. Yeah, that is Nick Dew that is through. It's so close here. Look how close Doug is to Viva. He doesn't want to get held up. Remember, Viva hasn't pitted yet, and Doug is losing time to his teammate. And Doug will try and go up the inside of Viva, and he makes it stick. Can the Sauber come back? Viva round the outside goes Doug in the Haas and in towards turn 13, down towards 14. Doug is through, but has he gone too early? He will not get DRS. Viva will come right back at the Haas driver, and Doug has made a huge mistake in going for the early move. He might even lose another position here to Sergio Silva in the Mercedes, who's going to go to the left hand side, doesn't make the move. Maggi goes up the inside of the Mercedes, the Scuderia is right there, the Ferrari trying his chances, and oh, whilst this is happening, Red Wildfire in the Sauber is chasing them down. Maggi is still looking for a move. Doug, I think Doug realises the mistakes that he made there. He should have never have gone for that early overtake. He should have waited for the DRS. Oh, he made a mistake. Doug's made a mistake, and he's opened the door for Sergio Silva, and through goes the Mercedes. And really out wide goes Red Wildfire. She is throwing that Sauber car around. Sergio coming back at Doug here, the Mercedes driver. What about Maggi as well? Cryptic Salt is through on Podge as he goes into the pit lane. But what a tremendous battle we've got going on as we go round turn 12 and down towards 13. The Mercedes of Sergio Silva eyeing up a move on the Haas of Doug. Maggi, Red Wildfire, Jack is there now as well. A huge DRS train for the points. And just keep your eyes on Nimblecat as well, on a completely different strategy to these drivers. But he will be a lot quicker come the end of this race. There's Oliver James just backing out of the battle. The Battle of Barcelona. And Merckx is going to go through his teammate there, Avudit, and he's on the back of Don Dedge. Sergio Silva was looking for a cheeky move round the outside there. He didn't get it. But as the late great Ayrton Senna used to say, if you don't go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver. And Merckx is through on Don Dedge, the Red Bull down the inside of turn 11, sorry. And here goes Doug and Viva. And Doug will go again. He slips and slides as he loses the rears. He's going to go. Matt G gets a time penalty. Doug has gone for the early call again. He's going to leave himself wide open with the DRS. And Viva, this is really helping the Sauber driver as he's going to have that DRS again. He's got Maggi all over the rear diffuser of that Sauber car. And here he goes to stay in front. He's doing an amazing job, Sergio Silva. They just cannot catch him. Red Wildfire and Jack. There goes Jack in the Mercedes, just through on the Sauber. And Viva is back through as well as they all get muddled up as Udi in the middle of them all. Look how close. Wide goes Jack. Sergio Silva trying to do anything to get the move done. Maggi tries a little sneaky move up the inside of the Mercedes again. So Doug, he went past Viva, and once again Viva got the DRS and came right back at him. 13 laps to go here in Catalonia. This is extremely close. Cryptic Salt is obviously the front runner for this race, but at the end of this Grand Prix, the standings will be altered, and the attendance will also be altered. So Jay is through on Fear Jack and up to P3, and he goes wide. Jay goes wide. He's onto the gravel. He's made a huge mistake there. He does not want to do this. Doug is through on Viva. He's finally waited for the move, and down the inside goes the Mercedes on at Viva. Can Sergio Silva get through? As Viva, on them very old tyres, is holding up the pack. So Doug finally through and finally released. Viva goes slightly wide. Has he opened up the door for Sergio Silva? The man from Portugal will try the old switcheroo, just cannot get his foot down quick enough. And as this is going on, you see the gap starting to open up to Doug. Viva will get the DRS again. Sergio doesn't want Viva to get the DRS again. He needs Doug to get away at this point. Shout out to your favourite driver. As we're doing the bronze race, I will give you my favourite driver of the bronze division. And I would say it's the McLarens. I'll go for both the McLarens, Podge and Nimbuka. Here comes Podge actually on Red Wildfire, who's going to go for the move. Podge is through on the Sauber driver. What about Viva? He's closing the gap to Doug, and Viva is back through on the Haas. Unbelievable. Look at how close this is. The train, I've never seen a train like it. You've got Viva, you've got Doug, you've got Sergio, you've got Jack, Maggi, Podge and Red. Incredible. Podge is going to try and go at the inside of Maggi. So is Red Wildfire. Can Maggi respond? Doug is back through on Viva. This is amazing. Yeah, I'd go for the McLaren drivers. Oh, you were shouting out yours. Oh, I appreciate that, Ben. Thanks, mate. I'm not going to be nobody's favourite driver racing in silver this season. I'm going to be at the back every race. Especially looking at the pace of the bronze drivers. I'm nowhere near that pace, never mind silver. I can't believe how close this is. Cryptic Salt is finally into the lead and back into the lead with 10 laps to go. Jay is through, and it's the Alpine 2-3 at the moment. Podge is going to go for a move on Viva. The McLaren driver needs to get this overtake done, but look at the straight line speed of the Sauber. And will Podge go for late move? He does. Viva gets all mixed up. Podge just glide into him. And they've had a coming together. Here go the Mercedes round the outside of the McLaren. But Podge is just hanging on. And I tell you what, you do not understand, if you are watching this for the first time, how good this is. It's so difficult to not make mistakes and not collide with each other. And when you're racing that close, And this is amazing. 10 laps to go. Red and Mad G nearly come together. But as I said before, the drivers are so good at what they do. They are just keeping their distance. Like, we have literally been on board with these drivers the majority of the second half of this race. Podge will go round the outside of Viva. He needs to get this move done, but he will not have the DRS from Doug in front. So Viva will get that move back should Podge have waited. When drivers are racing as close as these are racing, it is so difficult to not make any contact as well. Honestly, it's amazing to witness this driving. And here goes Viva on Podge. We said it was going to happen. What about Mad G and Red Wildfire? Red Wildfire will go round the outside in the Sauber, down the inside of the Ferrari, in towards turn 3 we go, and Mad G stays in front. The two Mercedes. Turbo Snail with a 3-second time penalty. It's not going to matter come the end of the race though. That is a yellow flag. I don't know who that's for. I think it's for Oliver James. It is for Oliver James. Onto the grass he went. Fair Jack all over the back of Jay. Viva again. Podge has made the same mistake of going for the overtake again, and Podge might have left himself open for a few overtakes here. Through goes Viva in the Sauber, but look at the drivers behind them. The two Mercedes are wheel to wheel. That is Sergio Silva and Jack. Jack lets him through, but also concedes the position to Mad G. What about Red Wildfire as well? 8 laps to go, and it's anybody's race. Down the inside goes Red on Jack. Oh, they've touched. Oh, they just about hang on. Wow. Yellow flag is waving. And it is Oliver James again that is round. There's not been a single safety car, a single virtual. Turbo Snail into the pit lane, 7 laps to go. That is Mad G that is through on Sergio Silva. The Ferrari goes round the outside of the Mercedes. And the Ferrari tries to come back down the inside. The gap is closed on Mad G. And wow, that was close. Don Dedge is up to P5. Turbo Snail into the pit lane. Merckx is up to P4. Remember, a couple of these drivers do have to retire. This will move all the drivers up. Podge, Viva, Sergio, Mad G, Red, Jack, Nimblecat are all fighting for like P6 downwards. Not even, maybe even P4 downwards. Because Fear Jack has got to retire. Cryptic Soul will be out of the standings. Merckx has got to retire. Turbo Snail's got to retire. So is Jack. So this is extremely close between these drivers. 7 laps to go. Red Wildfire through on Viva, and Viva lets his teammate through. And I think Viva has done an incredible job actually of helping Red Wildfire. But then you've got to look at Podge. He's on the freshest medium tyres. Red is on the hards. Doug's tyres will start to fall off before the end of this race. So it's all up in the air at the moment. That is Jay that is through on Jack. Jay is up to P2. These two have had a great scrap throughout this Grand Prix. Jay makes a mistake and he's opened up the door for Jack, who's all over the rear diffuser. What about Turbo Snail, who's through on Podge, and the McLaren driver concedes P7. Mad G on Viva. And this is really helping out Red Wildfire. The fact that Mad G can't get past that other Sauber. And also Jack and Nimblecat as well. Nimblecat was having an amazing race. And he was right next to his teammate. I don't know what's happened for him to have fell down to P13. But he's just been caught up in a battle that he just really didn't need, which is unfortunate. Turbo Snail and Doug. The bronze drivers have got to be extremely proud of themselves. This is how you open up a season. It really is. That is a yellow flag. I hope that's not Jay. No, he's just been overtaken by Fear Jack. I don't know who that was, why that yellow flag was out. Oliver James is going to be in the silver division at 12 o'clock. I feel for him. Jack is through on Mad G, the Mercedes. Is he going to go for Viva as well? Through goes Jack. Jack is off the track and into the gravel goes the Mercedes. Sergio Silva is through. Did he lock up? What happened with Jack? Nimblecat is now up to P11. Nimblecat will be in the points actually when the other drivers retire, when the reserves retire. And here goes Nimblecat. What a move. He went to go to the right, switched it up to the left and nearly got it done. That was nearly a beautiful move from the Papaya. He's going to try and go round the outside into 7 and 8. You do not see overtakes there very often, but Nimblecat is not cut from the same cloth. What a move. Experience shows here in Spain. Mad G will look for a move as well. The Ferrari driver down on the kick Sauber. Jay and Jack still squabbling. Jay is back through and up to P2. These two, for the majority of this race, have been squabbling for podium places. Mad G, Viva, Nimblecat will have to hold them off now. They will have that DRS. Yellow flag is waving again. It's Oliver James again. Sergio Silva is through. Viva is finally into the pit lane and gets a 10-second as well. Here comes Mad G on Nimblecat. The Ferrari driver is through. Jack retires in the pit lane. Thank you so much, Jack, for reserving. It's been an absolute pleasure watching you battle with these drivers. Podge in at P8 has Red Wildfire in the points behind as well. Nimblecat and Mad G. This is going to be a great battle till the end. 4 laps to go. Oliver James with a time penalty. Turbo Snail on the back of Don Dedge is going to look for the move. Don Dedge has to concede to Turbo Snail. And the Haas driver watches on as the Alpine goes through. There goes Podge on the McLaren. And a double dose of Haas overtakes. What about Nimblecat? He will have that DRS down the straight though. Fear Jack on Jay again. It's through and Merckx. He's going to join in on the action shortly. Doug on Podge. Can he get the move done? The Haas driver is coming at an extreme pace. Oliver James retires in the pit lane. Thank you so much for reserving. Appreciate it, Oliver. So 3 laps to go here in Catalonia. What a Grand Prix we have witnessed. The opening race of the season has not disappointed here. It's been incredible to watch. Don Dedge on Turbo Snail. Turbo Snail has spun it. He is only reserved, but he's spun it with 2 laps to go. Sorry guys, I was trying to bring something up, but for some reason The video that I've tried to bring up is not working. Also, the stream is getting very laggy now, so I've made a huge mistake not putting it on an Ethernet cable. I'm just going to pull that out a minute. Let's see if that helps. Oh, what is that I've just pulled out? It's this, isn't it? Sergio Silva. So, 1.5 laps to go. Cryptic Salt is about to go on to the final lap of this Grand Prix. Sorry, 2 laps to go. I was on board with the wrong drivers. So, F7R Mercs, Turbo Snail will go for a move on Podge. So if the reserves can just make sure that they retire in the pit lane before the end of this Grand Prix, it just makes it a lot easier when I'm doing the standings. Fairjack still battling with Mercs and Jay. Mercs and Fairjack both reserves. So is Turbo Snail. Podge is there, Doug, Red Wildfire and Mad G. Nimble Cat just outside the points, but he will be well inside them. Jack, I thought it was amazing, the battlings that you had, mate, so I really appreciate it. I don't know what happened, though. The racing looked good, but I'm not on board, so I can't tell what the other guys are like. It just looks good on stream, like. So, on to the final lap on the opening race of the season. Mercs and Fairjack will go into the pit lane, and they do both retire. Thank you so much for reserving. Turbo Snail will also retire. That means Don Dedge is in to the podiums. Incredible drive from the Nigerian, the Canadian, and it looks like Podge will also get a podium as well. Doug is there. Viva gets a time penalty. Red Wildfire is now up to P6. Mad G P7. Sergio P8. Nimblecat P9 and Nick Jew just in the points in P10. Incredible Grand Prix, but it looks like Jay in Cryptic Salt is 6 seconds in front of Jay, and Jay is 16 seconds in front of Don Dedge. Oh, Jay made a huge mistake there. Wow, that could have been costly. Well, Jay won the opening race of the season in Season 8. It's now Season 9, and it looks like he has won the opening race again. Cryptic Salt will come through, though, on track. And Cryptic Soul in the Aston Martin blows the field away and wins here in Catalonia. Jay will come through to make it a podium in round 1. Don Dedge in the Haas making it through as well. Oh, what a drive. What a performance. Don Dedge in the Haas will be absolutely delighted. The 2 Haas drivers opening it up with amazing points, amazing teamwork as well. Don Dedge comes through to take P3. Podge in the McLaren in P4. Doug in the other Haas in P5. Oh, there was a time penalty. It's a Haas P3, P4. Red Wildfire P6. Maggi will take P7. Sergio takes P7. Maggi takes P9. Nimblecat in P8. Viva will take P10. It will actually be Nick Dew because he's not got a time penalty. What a race. What an amazing race. That was absolutely fantastic. Well done to all the drivers, not a single safety car. That is what you want to see. No problems with formation lap, no problems with that bump at turn 13 as well. There you have it, the Aston Martin driver is your race winner. Brilliant stuff, guys. Let's go through the standings. On the opening race of the season, it is Cryptic Soul That is your race winner. Jay, the Canadian in the Alpine, takes P2. Don Dedge in the Haas will take P3. Doug in his teammate will take P4. Podge in the McLaren takes P5. Red Wildfire in the Sauber takes P6. Sergio Silva takes P7 and Nimblecat takes P8. Maggi in the Ferrari takes P9 and Nick Dew completes your top 10. Let me just take a screenshot of that and also the tyres. And that is all I need. And there we have it. So, your race winner. Go, Doug. Let's go. Epic drive. It was a really good race, that. Right, that is it, guys. We will get a move on because obviously it's 11:15 and we need to get set up for the silver race because the silver race is at 12 o'clock. And then we also have the Formula 1 on at 2 o'clock. Also, I can get a bit of practice in because we had a problem in the family, a bereavement in the family, and it's been a really bad couple of days, so I've not had any chance to practice or anything. So I'm just going to get a bit of practice in, and then we'll get racing as well, and then we'll watch the F1 at 2 o'clock. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for supporting us, for subscribing. Thank you for tuning in on TikTok, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate the love and the support. And Formula 7 is only going to get better and better. We've got an incredible league, an incredible team, of fantastic drivers. So thank you so much. Make sure you tune in. John will be on comms for Silver. So if you want to listen to his lovely Irish accent, 12 o'clock live on the same platform on Twitch. And then we'll be back for gold at 7 p.m. tonight. Thanks for watching, guys.